Welcome back to Staples Center. It's Dodgers Pride Night here at Staples Center, and Justin Turner is out there of the Dodgers dropping the puck. Of course, Captain Dustin Brown and Captain, former King, two-time Stanley Cup champion Willie Mitchell. There's the captains right there. Shake the hands. So Dodger Pride Night here at Staples Center. They have the same thing at Dodger Stadium during the baseball season. They have Kings Pride Night, so the exchange, you go back and forth. Utility man, versatility, Turner does it all. Played all four infield positions last year for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Matchup in goal. Roberto Luongo, the all-opera team, gets the start for the Florida Panthers. He goes back, went back near the end of last year. 5 wins on the season so far. And, of course, Jonathan Quick gets the call once again for the Los Angeles Kings. The officials for tonight's game, that man right there is Tom Cowell. He'll be joined by Chris Rooney. They're the referees, orange armbands. They make the calls, most of them on the penalties. Scott Driscoll, Mark Wither are the linesmen. Tonight, Fox Sports West Face-Off is delivered by Shumash. And coming up right now with play-by-play Hall of Famer Bob Miller.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Kings win the opening draw and send it across the line. Gabrick on the left side. Here's Gabrick down in deep. Gabrick's pass back into the corner, and he got it himself. Dropped it off there to Kopitar. His pass, and Lewis lost his balance, went down, and the goaltender, Roberto Luongo, covers this up for a face-off.
Well, Trevor Lewis finding himself in a new position. He's done this before in his career where he's kind of moved up or down or back and forth. It really doesn't matter. We're just talking about Justin Turner and his versatility. With Trevor Lewis, because of his skating ability, he doesn't necessarily have the finishing skills, although we've seen him a couple times on breakaways. He's up there because of his speed.
And the Kings win this draw in the Florida zone. The puck comes down into the corner, chased down there by Willie Mitchell. Mitchell wearing number 33. Puck is taken by the Kings. Kopitar, he sends it into Gabrick. Gabrick shoveled it behind the net, trying to get it over to Lewis. Broken up by Mitchell. Lewis digs it out. Lewis in the left wing corner. He gets checked there along the boards. Kopitar over to help out. Kopitar had it, but it's taken away by the Panthers. Back to center ice, Brad Boyes. Boyes ahead to Bukestad. Now on the left side, Huberdeau with a shot wide to the left, and the rebound to Boyes behind the net. Brad Boyes hangs on. His pass up the middle, tipped out to center ice, and the Kings are going to change on the fly. Florida may catch him here. Down the right side, a shot just wide to the left side by Jussi Jokinen. Kings were changing on the fly, and the Panthers came quickly into the Kings zone. Now Williams for the Kings moves it up ahead to center ice. Now across the line into the zone. A backhander by Stoll and a save by Luongo.
Now you have that speed going the other way with Pearson driving and Stoll. Of course, the game winner in the last game. Hyundai keys to the game. Power play. Last game for the Kings, much improved execution. Offensive zone hits. That's a big part of the Kings game to get that territory. Florida D leads to O. Florida feeling right now when they play solid D, they're going to get some offense, and that's the way they're approaching things. But right now you hear the reaction here at Staples Center. They're spending a little time, and the linesman's cleaning the ice and fixing the ice. Little delay here because Willie Mitchell, welcome back home. Of course, he received his ring before the game. Now he gets a chance to face his former teammates.
Well, he was a big part of those 2 Stanley Cups, and he just showed the ring on the big scoreboard here at Staples Center.
It's interesting, Bob, when you have an introduction to do like that during a game, it's interesting how the ice always breaks down and the linesman has to fix it.
Well, you know, they know how to handle things down there.
They do. They're on top of it.
Now the puck in the Florida zone. The game just underway. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox. No score in the game. At center ice, it's Green who drives it in. He's back with McNabb defensively. Trocheck goes for it down the corner for the Florida Panthers, and still a battle for it there. Puck is dug out, sent around the boards on the right side, and cleared up to the blue line and out to center ice. Taken away for a moment by the Kings, but then coming back was Williams. He had it for a moment and then had to come back and pick it up, so he drives it deep into the zone. Florida Panthers with it. They are 6-4-5 on the year, 17 points. When you look at the standings, it's not that great for Florida, but they're coming on. They're playing much better lately, and the puck out to the right point, shot by Goodbranson, is deflected wide. And the puck still held in by the Florida Panthers, driven behind the net. Thomas Kopetsky with it. Kopetsky dropped it off in the corner to Scotty Upshaw. Upshaw put it back behind the net, but the Kings take it away there, and can't hang on to it into the corner. Going for it there is Rocco Grimaldi is on the ice. He's from Anaheim, number 23, and a shot wide to the right. Here's Grimaldi with it. His pass knocked down. Puck taken by Upshaw. Tried to throw it in front. Broken up there, and back out to center to King. Kings pass across the line, but the Kings will be offside if they touch it. A delayed offside here against the Kings. Now at center ice. Fired down in by Goodbranson into the Kings zone, taken away by Doughty. Now the Kings move it up to center ice. Here's Richards. Richards with Clifford. Richards shoots, knocked away by Luongo. Richards again along the boards to the blue line to Muzzin. Muzzin right side to Doughty, just off his stick. Doughty gathers it in again, shoots, save, rebound back behind the net. Kings have it. Dustin Brown. Brown along the left wing boards. Brown with it. His pass in front, tipped wide by Richards. Picked up on the far side now. The Kings hold it in again. Back down into the corner, taken by Dustin Brown. Brown's got Clifford in front of the net, gives it back to the blue line. Shot from there, knocked down. Who's going to get to it? Kings do. Muzzin shoots, and it's wide off the boards. Muzzin goes for the rebound again. Gives it to Clifford. Clifford trying to hold it in, and it is tipped to the blue line, and Muzzin did hold it in. Got it over to Clifford.
We talked about territory, Bob, in the open. The territory right now is all Kings, and it just seems like each line coming out with the same purpose. The physicality is there, and puck possession. Keep the Panthers hemmed in their own zone.
Sean Thornton drives it into the Kings zone. Puck is picked up there and sent back to the blue line. Shot by Campbell is just wide. Brian Campbell, now Boyes picks it up. Brad Boyes, his pass off the right wing boards, going to be taken by the Kings. Andrei Kopitar. Kopitar over to Lewis. Lewis beaten to it. Now Kopitar trying to get there. Puck is taken by the Kings, and they give it away. Right in front to Boyes. Then a shot up high and over the net. Boyes had it and gave it right up the middle there to Huberdeau, and it went up high.
Rocco Grimaldi is a late add to the lineup, Bob. He just played his first shift, but he already has 10 minutes of ice time today because he played 9 minutes earlier today for San Antonio. Can you believe that? So he played, had to hop on a plane, injury situation, maybe illness situation with Barkov in Florida. So they get Grimaldi in here to come in. So playing for two teams in the same day.
Well, and he's from Anaheim, California. Number 2 pick and 33rd overall by Florida back in 2011. Played 3 years at North Dakota University. Puck is picked up and brought back to center by the Kings. No score here in the first period. Williams sends it down deep into the Florida zone. Chased in there by Pearson. Back to the blue line. Held in for a moment by Regier, but now taken away and driven down deep into the Kings zone by Huberdeau and taken now by the Kings. Back they come to center ice. Here's Doughty. Doughty's pass off the right wing boards. Chased down in deep, and the Florida Panthers lose it in front, and a save on Doughty came right in front, and Luongo made the save.
Yeah, Doughty started the rush, and he hung around, stayed around, made the chance.
Panthers with a shot, deflects into the corner. Now into the left wing side, picked up there and held in by Jimmy Hayes. He threw it down into the corner, but it's taken away as Trocheck got knocked down, and the Kings bring it back out to center ice. Kings change on the fly. Florida Panthers have it in the neutral zone. Pass ahead down into the Kings zone now, and chased down by the Kings, and Muzzin moves it up the left wing side to Dwight King. King, his pass off on the right side, chased down in deep by Willie Mitchell. Mitchell checked there by Toffoli. Kings try to hold it in. They can't do it. Florida Panthers back up to center ice. Kings number 1 in the NHL on home ice this year. And the puck taken by Carter. Carter checked there by Scotty Upshaw. And the Kings back in their own zone, deeper to get it to King. He plays the boards out to center ice. Chased in, and an icing call against the Kings. 14-13 to go in the first period. No score in the game.
We're kind of used to this with Drew Doughty. He gets to the line, can't carry it, so he dumps it. Well, look at him. He follows it right up. He's staying there as a defenseman. And watch how quick Doughty responds. 1, 2, shot, and second save there by Luongo on Pearson, who picks up the rebound. So Drew Doughty will keep you guessing. There are some times where he dumps it in, reads the play, backs off. That time, he sensed the turnover happening with Williams up ahead of him. He's right there to make it a 2-on-1 and take it right to the front.
Faceoff is in the King zone. They're going to kick one of the Panthers out. Derek McKenzie gets kicked out of the faceoff spot. And in comes Sean Thornton, and he loses the draw as the Kings get it up to center ice. They head now to Foley. Down the left wing side. To Foley, had it tipped away. Fights for it at the blue line to hold it in. He did. But it's going to be taken now by Willie Mitchell. And knocked down with a high stick, and so we'll have a face-off coming up when we come back. No score, first period.
AT&T U-verse Rewind. It wasn't too long ago, just before the game. Daryl Sutter's there, Jeff Solomon's there, a couple other guys in the background right there.
A couple of important guys.
I would say so. Willie Mitchell getting a chance to... Let's see. Come on, Willie. Come on, Willie. Get it. Get it. There it is. There it is. The big smile, the big ring. The Stanley Cup Championship ring is second. Dan Beckerman on the left, of course. A lucky Luc Robitaille on the right and behind. So I would say the front office of the Los Angeles Kings. Dean Lombardi is busy with general managers meetings. Could not be there, but everyone else takes over.
Well, a big night for Willie Mitchell, and happy to be back here. But as he said, it's all business right now out on the ice. Puck fired down into the Florida zone. No score here in the first period. Puck is along the boards and taken by Clifford, who threw it in deep. Now it comes around the right side. Green pinches down into the corner. Puck is picked up by Mitchell and clears it up the left side to Fleischmann. Thomas Fleischmann sends it over the right side. Ekblad with a shot blocked there and an offside called against the Florida Panthers.
The Kings kind of fortunate there because Mike Richards was a forward caught back on defense because he was backing up Matt Green. Good position by Richards, but of course you're the Panthers. You want to go at it. Daryl Sutter talking about the Panthers. Veteran team, not necessarily known for that, but they do have kind of a big gap between the young guys and the old guys, but a lot of veterans. He says their road record, which is very good, 3-1-4. Their goals against average tells you that they're a team that maybe has flown under the radar, but not to him. He knows exactly how effective they can be.
That block was the 5th block shot by the Kings here in the first period. They've got 5 block shots and 4 shots on goal here in the first period. Panthers with it. Pass tipped away for a moment, but still in the Kings zone. In deep and then going for it there into the corner. Trying to pick it up is Huberdeau. He tipped it there. Now the Kings take it away, but Florida Panthers keep it in again. Right in the slot. Right side. A shot and a save by Quick on the shot by Nick Bjugstad.
Yeah, Bjugstad's a big kid, and if there is anything that the Florida Panthers have, it's kind of big forwards, especially the younger guys bring a lot of size to the game. And Jonathan Quick had already reacted. They said, look at Bjugstad. Protect, protect, protect. Good stick on puck, even though it gets through right there. It's Jake Muzzin forcing what ends up being a relatively easy save for Jonathan Quick because of the stick position of Jake Muzzin. Bjugstad is 6'6". So he has that reach. He tried to use the reach, couldn't get around the stick.
Well, his uncle is Scott Bjugstad, played for the Kings 1989-92. Now in front of shot tipped wide as the Panthers keep the pressure on. Puck driven around the boards and held in there, but a check by Trevor Lewis, and it gets over to Doughty, and he clears it up to center ice. Lewis has got good speed, comes down the right wing. Lewis cutting in front, he shoots, and it's just wide to the right side. Now to Kopitar, now out to Doughty. Doughty at the right point, turns, his shot blocked. Puck is still in the Florida zone. Kopitar trying to get there. Gaborik trying to get there. Now in front, Kopitar had a whack at it, but it's brought back out to center ice now by Vincent Trocheck. Trocheck gets checked and offside called against the Florida Panthers.
That's a couple times for the Panthers. Watch this speed here by Trevor Lewis. We're just talking about. He just kind of flips the puck ahead, so he doesn't have to handle it. The last second, maybe just a bounce there. You can see he may have had the goal. If he can reach it, he just lost it. Wow. Top speed. We talk about that quite a bit. There's a lot of players who can skate fast, but at top speed, making those moves a little bit more difficult. Had the goaltender beat, but couldn't take along the puck.
Kings dig it out and send it across the Florida line. Picked up by the Panthers now. Their last game, they scored 6 goals on Sunday in Anaheim to beat the Anaheim Ducks 6-2. Puck is cleared toward the blue line, but not out. Held in again. Then a shot hit the side of the net. Shot from the right side by Grimaldi. And the Kings back up to center, working on a 3-on-2. Cross the line. Pass on the right side and thrown wide to the left where it's picked up by Muzzin. Now Muzzin trying to find the handle on it, and the Panthers take it away. Grimaldi gets it up to center ice, and it's sent by Kopetsky all the way back into the Kings zone. Kings get it around to the blue line, but not out. Yes, they did. Offside called against the Florida Panthers.
Gerard Gallant is behind the bench. First year as the head coach of the Panthers. Has coached in the NHL before with the Columbus Blue Jackets as a head guy. He said when he was hired, he looked at the core of this team. He felt it was a great opportunity. He didn't interview with anyone else. He said he wasn't a big free agent guy or those types of things. He said he's just an assistant coach trying to be a head coach again. He is that now with the Florida Panthers.
Florida's on a 4-game trip. They had Anaheim, now the Kings, then they go to San Jose, and then they have one more game, and that will be at Nashville before they go home. At center ice, Puck thrown down in right toward the net and covered by Quick as it was sent there by Sean Thornton.
And Braden McNabb, Bob, trying to stand up with the Bula like he's done numerous times this year. It was Sean Thornton who just got the puck in deep. And McNabb, you just get that feeling. He's now been paired with Matt Green for the last couple games. You get the feeling he's much more comfortable out there when he plays with Matt. Matt gets that settle-down effect where he knows he's the safety valve. It's not like McNabb is going end-to-end with a puck. That's not the case. But he just feels a little bit more aggressive when he's playing with Matt Green.
On the draw here in the King zone, Richards on the face-off and is taken by Green back behind the net. Kings bring it back up to center ice now. Here is Brown on the right side, moved it ahead and taken away by the Panthers, cleared up to center but intercepted by McNabb. Over to Green. We're in the first period with no score in the game. Puck driven down deep into the Florida zone and Brian Campbell back in to get it. He's in his 16th year, 35 years old. Puck comes up to center ice. Campbell with it again. Campbell cut off there in the neutral zone, sends it off on the right side, and now it's sent deep into the King zone by Eric Goodbranson. Into the corner. Kings get to it, but at the right point, Goodbranson with a shot. Knocked away into the corner. Now Jared Stoll going for it for the Kings. Stoll's pass up to center ice and all the way down right at Luongo, and he covers this up and he gets a shower from Pearson.
Yeah, Pearson just trying to chase it down. 3 guys to watch in this game. Of course, Dwight King is back in the lineup. Kings need more from him. You know, the style he plays is not fancy. It's not noticeable, but just that lean on the other team effect. Mike Richards, see what he did in his last game, 3 hits, but he played his best game of the season, I felt. Just so much intensity. And, of course, Aaron Ekblad, the #1 overall pick. And there he is on the bench, again paired with Willie Mitchell. Good offensive skills, understanding the game. The vision is there. Only 18 years old, not missing a beat.
He said 18, but looks like he's 26. They are raving about him. This shot is gloved by Luongo. So with 9:57 to go in period number 1, no score in the game. Kings and the Panthers. We'll be right back.
No score here in the first between the Kings and the Panthers. I'm Patrick O'Neill with Rob Blake going into the Hall of Fame yesterday. I went down to Kings practice, talked to Drew Doughty, told me growing up as a Kings fan, Rob Blake was the player he most wanted to be like, the player he looked up to. Let's compare their careers. Blake, 1 Stanley Cup, 1 gold medal, 2 Worlds, 1 Norris, and that Hockey Hall of Fame. Doughty in 6+ years, 2 Stanley Cups, 2 golds, no Worlds, and no Norris. But if I was to guess, Jim, when all is said and done, Doughty's going to get that Norris, and he'll be wearing one of those jackets with the fancy ring that Bob has.
Everything goes the same way normally for Drew Doughty. You're exactly right. Keep in mind, it's not the NHL Hall of Fame. It's the Hockey Hall of Fame, and those Olympic medals mean a lot.
Kings with it now and sent in to Pearson. Pearson checked there. By the time Drew goes in there, you know how much he wants to play. I don't think my jacket's going to fit me on that one. It's 14 years now for me, and it still fits well. So puck is at center ice and taken by Brad Boyes in his 700th NHL game tonight. His pass ahead, picked up in deep, and it is stopped by Quick on the bid by Huberdeau.
Huberdeau has some pretty good moves, and he just picked up a loose puck. The one thing that happened, at least the Kings and McNabb defended him by pushing him to the outside. You know, sometimes you get flat-footed. You see the Kings were going one way, but watch McNabb. Stick position, look at that, that's good. Now you put him to the outside. Even though he gets a shot, you see Jonathan Quick is able to follow. We've seen that a couple of times already in this game. Earlier by Muzzin, that time by McNabb. You take away space with your stick and reach.
Huberdeau, a former #1 pick and the Rookie of the Year in the NHL, 2011. He was the #1 pick. Puck taken by Clifford. Clifford drives it into the Florida zone. He goes for it. He checks Willie Mitchell back behind the net. Now the puck taken by the Kings at the right point. Held in there, but it comes back out to center and taken by the Kings as across the line goes. Puck to the right wing boards and held in by Brown. Threw it back behind the net. Still a battle now. Clifford really battling down in the corner. Gets it to Brown. Brown's pass intercepted and back up to center ice. Vincent Trocheck. Trocheck, born in Pittsburgh, throws it off on the right side. A drive wide to the left by Jimmy Hayes. Now Hayes in the corner again. Put it back behind the net. Puck comes out in front. Who's got it? Hayes jumps on it, but he gave it away. And the puck taken by the Kings. Back down the right wing side and into the zone, but getting back, Campbell picks it up there.
Paddle down flat technique there by Jonathan Quick, Bob, when the Panthers tried the wraparound. Quick was waiting, the stick in good position, and very aggressive there to make sure a quality shot was not taken.
McBain for the Kings gives it over on the right side, then chasing it down in deep is Regehr. Now McBain can't clear. He got checked there, held in by the Panthers. A shot knocked down and a penalty coming up against the Kings. Now we get Kopecky into a scrap with Regehr just briefly.
Yeah, so we're going to get the first penalty of the game. It looks like the Panthers will get the man advantage. And they had the forecheck going. They had it working down low. They made things happen. They just forced a situation where it looks like Trevor Lewis is going to go in the penalty box. So Trevor showed that speed earlier. Doesn't necessarily like it. Who likes it? No one likes going to the penalty box, but...
So Lewis, 2 minutes for hooking at 11:50. First power play of the night. We want to send our condolences to Jim Marks on the passing of his wife, Catherine. They were both longtime Kings season ticket holders, and the entire Kings organization sends their condolences. So on the power play, Florida 21st in the league. The King penalty killing, 8th best in the NHL. Face off in the King zone, and a loose puck taken by Dwight King, and he just did get it by Campbell at the blue line.
Campbell out there, offensive instincts. Ekblad, number 1 overall. He's out there on the manning the point on the power play. So chance here for the Panthers, who, you know, it's been back and forth game. No one really controlling this game so far. Sometimes you get that chance with your skill guys. Man advantage.
Goaltender for the Kings. Quick moves it around the boards. King got to it, but couldn't clear it out. Held in now. Pass back to Ekblad to the right point. He throws it off to the left side, and now the Panthers set up their power play. They've got the man advantage here with no score in the first period. Back to the blue line. Right side, Ekblad. He shoots. It's blocked. Rebound. Sent wide by Jokinen. Now back over to Jussi Jokinen. Up to Ekblad. Back to Jokinen, right side, all the way across the ice. On the left side, a pass up the middle, and now it comes wide to the right. Jokinen again to Ekblad. Ekblad hangs on, feeds it left side, and they move it in front. It's tipped there, and Jokinen with a shot save. Rebound, bouncing around in front, and still taken by the Panthers. Jokinen gets it out to Ekblad, right side, but
Jonathan Quick, Bob, has lost his mask. And Jonathan Quick came up with at least 2, maybe 3. And every stop is a goal-stopping save, but, I mean, 2 of them, the high tip was executed very well by the Panthers. You see if a guy in the high slot, it's Boys. He gets his stick on it right there, so that changes directions. And Quick makes this one. And right after that, Jonathan Quick was able to track the puck and stay as big as possible. He took the next one right off the chest. Well, that's always a good sign for a goaltender. Here it comes in right there. You see right off the chest. And then he falls across. You can see every step of the way there. Jonathan Quick was the first guy to spot where the puck was, and he's able to get in position to make the save.
Still 50 seconds left to go on the King penalty, but the Kings have the puck, and Green sends it the length of the ice. Boys leads the Florida Panthers in power play goals with 3. Here is Florida up to center ice, pass ahead, broken up and cleared by Kopitar.
The Kings are at their best on the penalty kill. That's where they break up plays. Just on the entry, just at the blue line or over the blue line, they angle properly and stop the other team.
Now down to 21 seconds left to go in the power play for Florida. Puck driven down in deep, back behind the net. Going forward there, the Kings trying to get a handle on it. Comes down into the corner to Jimmy Hayes. Hayes drops it in deep. Got it back behind the net, taken there by Huberdeau. He got checked. Kings can't clear, but now it does bounce out to center ice.
You're Braden McNabb right there. Take no chances. Just slap shot the puck out. Trevor Lewis back on the ice. Kings back, full strength.
Still no score. Right side taken there, and a shot that's deflected and then cleared out to center ice.
Now the Panthers are putting the puck to the net. They've talked about that recently where they're spending extra emphasis on that. And that's what they're doing. They're just throwing it there and getting bodies there at the same time.
Ekblad fanned on it once, and the Kings keep it in the zone. Here is Clifford. Clifford on the left wing side. Hangs onto it. Back to the blue line to Muzzin. He shoots, and a save by Luongo.
Luongo had to make sure there. You can see Mike Richards right on the doorstep. But when there's no rebound, there's no second chance. Down low with Jonathan Quick. What's going to happen? Bang! Right in the mask. No score yet. Kings and Panthers. Daryl Sutter not pacing behind the bench. Kind of just holding on right there after the penalty kill. Alec Martinez, of course, out of the lineup, blocked a shot. In the game against Dallas, he was kind of pushed from behind, was not able to get his hand off the stick, and it looks like it goes in there. They're telling us it's his pinky finger. They're telling us it's an issue with a nail. He did have surgery, and when that word surgery came around, everyone's going, uh-oh. Maybe it's going to be 4 or 6, 8 weeks, who knows how long, but expected to be back relatively soon.
Yeah, the one report said maybe by Saturday. Puck comes up to center ice. King Saturday will be in Dallas. Here the Panthers into the King zone, but they lose the footing there, and the Kings take it away, and Muzzin gets it back out to center. Muzzin, his pass broken up, and the Panthers quickly send it back up to center ice. Losing his balance there was Grimaldi before when the Kings sent it back into the Florida zone. The Kings have had one shot in the last 7 minutes and 20 seconds. In the first 7 minutes and 10 seconds of the game, they had 5 shots.
Yeah, Bob, I was mentioning at the territory and the forecheck and the cycle, and they had the puck, and as soon as I mentioned it, since then, they haven't done a thing.
Face off in the Florida zone, and Jeff Carter will take the draw here. And the Kings win the draw as a shot from the right point just deflected wide. Carter got kicked out of the face-off spot. It was King that took the draw. Now King goes for it again. Carter trying to help out. This was a different version of that 70s line. Still all the forwards wearing numbers that start with 7. Back to center. Pass ahead by Rocco Grimaldi to Kopecky. He came across the line. He got checked there by McBain. And the puck taken by the Kings. They get it out to center ice to King. King moves it ahead and now Toffoli throws it in deep. Toffoli going for it down the corner. Gets some help from King. King trying to dig it out. Check there, gets it back to Toffoli. Toffoli still battling down in the corner. And the Panthers can't clear. Shot by McNabb, knocked down. The Panthers do bring it up to center ice now, but lose it over to McBain. He gets it to Toffoli, and Toffoli sends it deep in the Florida zone.
Now tough sledding for both teams. Nothing happening in the offensive zones. Most of everything going on here in the neutral zone.
On the right side, the puck thrown down in by Trocheck. He gets checked there, and the puck taken by the Kings. Back up ahead to Pearson. Pearson at center. Slides it off on the right side. Now across the line. The Kings in deep. A pass picked up by Pearson. Pearson with it. Stoll got hit really hard. Then a shot and a save. The shot by Williams and a save by Luongo.
Now Williams didn't get a lot on that one. It almost looked like a change-up going at it. Luongo makes the easy save. You can get your hands on special edition warm-up Dodgers Pride Night jerseys. The Kings wore tonight in the warm-up. Of course, earlier this season. To bid on these one-of-a-kind jerseys, text KINGS to this number, 52182, or visit LAKings.com/auction.
Coming up into this first period, we'll give you another look at Rob Blake going into the Hall of Fame yesterday. Puck is cleared back up to center ice by the Florida Panthers now, and driven in and steered away by Quick. Jokinen threw it on a long shot, now holds it in, and Trocheck with a shot broken up there, but the Kings don't clear. Jokinen back over to Goodbranson. His shot is wide. Batted out of midair, but again, the Panthers jump on it in the King zone. Right side, shot by Trocheck, deflected wide. Kings are going to get called here for a hooking penalty, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be Tanner Pearson. I thought slash. It's going to be hook. It doesn't matter. The Panthers defensemen, Bob, are doing a great job tonight when they shoot the puck. They're getting it low. So they're giving it. It's gone through a couple times, but every time the Panthers defensemen get it, it seems like they're putting it in a position for a forward to get a deflection or something to make it happen. Watch Tanner Pearson right there into the hands. So that's why I thought it was a slash. Ends up being a hook. It really doesn't matter. Into the arms, into the hands, you go into the box. We see it all the time. Not much of a tug there, but that doesn't matter. You disrupt the hands, you go to the box.
0 for 1 on the power play. The Panthers so far in this game. They've got it in the King zone now. Passed down into the corner and picked up now and back out to Jonathan Huberdeau. Huberdeau didn't pass across. He tried to. Now he does. Picked up by Goodbranson. He tried to throw it in behind the net. Taken away by Green. Green sends it off the right side, and Brown can't clear. Held in. Shot from the right side, and high and wide and off the boards. And a whistle stops play.
So Huberdeau wasting no time there. The first chance he had to handle it. He's usually one of those guys that can do so much with it because of his high skill level. And that time, not a bad idea. He kind of a smile there because he just cranked it and he cranked it wide. A little conversation right now between Jonathan Quick and the referee. Just Just trying to figure things out, probably with what's going on in the crease area, because on a power play, of course, the other team wants to establish that front net presence, and Jonathan Quick wants to see the puck.
Trocheck on the draw for the Florida Panthers, and he wins the draw. Back to Aaron Ekblad. Throws it off on the left side on the power play. Pass in front. Poked by Quick. Goes back behind the net. Kings trying to clear. Lewis gets there, and he clears it. Good hustle by Lewis.
Yeah, his speed, Bob, to get there quickly allowed him time when he got there to make a play. He didn't just have the opportunity to chip it. He got his entire stick on the puck and cleared it all the way down the ice.
2:40 left to go in the first period. No score in the game. Panthers still on the power play. Back to Ekblad at the blue line. Sends it over left side. Shot by Campbell and a save by Quick. And a rebound chopped out of midair by Trocheck. Back to Campbell at the left point. Over to Vincent Trocheck. Back to Brian Campbell. Campbell to Ekblad. Ekblad hangs on. Feeds it to Jussi Jokinen. Jokinen's pass up the middle. Broken up for a moment by Regehr. And then cleared out to center. And the Kings going for it. And a penalty coming up against Jussi Jokinen.
There's going to be 2 on this play, Bob. There's going to be a high stick against the Kings. The delay was on at the time Jokinen took down Carter. So let's keep an eye on what's going on. The referees are now talking about it. The back referee had the call against Carter. I believe he high-sticked Ekblad.
LA number 77, 2 minutes high sticking.
So before Carter gets to the puck, there was a high stick. It happened right about the Kings' blue line, or just inside. You see Ekblad trying to keep it in. They chase it, and they go down. And it's kind of like a follow-through, but the stick got right into the chin, even the neck. And then there's the interference. You hear the reaction of everyone here at Staples Center. I saw the hand up with the back referee, so I knew the Kings were getting one. Would have been a 5-on-3. It's not going to be that because of the coincidental matchup with Jokinen going to the box, the interference. So the face-off's going to be outside. And the fans don't like it, but it was contact. Now on a follow-through of a shot or a pass, the referee does not have to call a high stick. That was more of a clear by Jeff Carter, and it came a little bit late, but the follow-through of Carter came well up, and it did catch Ekblad. Maybe in the neck, maybe in the chin. It was high, no question. So we have the 5-on-4 power play that stays in effect still right now for 40 seconds.
And the Panthers have it back in their own zone. We're late in the first period. 2:05 to go and no score in the game. Panthers with a power play come across the line. Puck thrown down around the right side. Ekblad goes for it. He got it down into the corner. And the Panthers throw it in front. And boy, they got right in front of Jonathan Quick. Comes back behind the net. I think it was Scotty Upshaw right there. Yep. And up to center ice. Tipped out to center, taken by the Kings. Kopitar down the right side looking for a shorthander. His pass in front, broken up there. As getting in the way, the Florida Panthers broke it up. They had a pretty good chance, the Kings did, maybe for another shorthander.
And Dustin Brown was right there.
Now the Kings take it away. Pearson out of the penalty box. Pearson down the left side. Into the corner, tries to get to it. Puck comes back to the point, taken there by McNabb. Now tipped high in the air and out to center ice. Kings have already got 5 shorthanded goals this season. That's the most in the NHL. Minute 9 to go here in the first period. Richards into the Florida zone. Now tipped along the boards, and the Kings can't hold it in. Comes out to center ice, and McNabb gets hit there. As he threw it in deep, he got hit by Fleischmann. Under a minute to go here in the first period. Again, a reminder that at the end of this period, we'll take a look back at Rob Blake going into the Hockey Hall of Fame yesterday. Puck thrown down in deep in the Kings zone. Back in to get it is Muzzin. Over to Doughty. Doughty got checked there. Panthers tried to take it away, and it's picked up by the Kings. Doughty moves it up the right side. 30 seconds to go in the period. Left side to Clifford. Clifford shoots, and it's deflected up out of play.
So we're back to even strength right now, and don't look, but the Panthers almost doubling up on shots on goal, and it's kind of they have not dominated this period. It's not like they've had a whole bunch of chances, but Gerard Gallant and his team like what they're doing, especially with getting that puck through and getting it to the net. Again, it's not necessarily the most dangerous chance every time they do so, but Florida outshot the Kings 11-2 in the last 12 minutes, 20 seconds. So that trend is continuing now for Florida.
Kings win the draw. Shot by Regehr is wide to the right. 20 seconds left to go here in the first period. Kings try to keep it in the Florida zone. And the puck is taken there, and a shot and a save by Luongo as he knocked down that shot and then covered it up for the faceoff. Shot was from the right side by Trevor Lewis.
We alluded to it last year, Bob, when Luongo joined the Panthers once again, where, just having them back there with a team like the Panthers, who are, I wouldn't say they're rebuilding, they're in transition, I think that may be the best way of saying, but when you have a veteran like Luongo back there, that makes everyone feel like they've got a chance. That confidence can be a big factor.
This is Luongo's 32nd game lifetime against the Kings. His record is 14-12-5, and here's an icing call against Florida with 8.7 seconds to go in the first period.
So far, the Panthers have won most of those important face-offs. The face-offs in the defensive zone, or in a situation where you're going to get a chance to make something happen. Take a look at Derek McKenzie, another ad for the Panthers in the offseason, free agent. Kind of a role player, but just kind of putting the right pieces together, and the Panthers trying to get it together, and they're doing that, and more.
In the Panther zone now, the face-off stole on the draw, and it comes to the Panthers, and Campbell with it. He clears it off the glass, but not out of the zone yet. And now that is the end of the first period. Unofficially, shots on goal, 13 for Florida and 8 for the Kings.
And again, I guess not like the Panthers overwhelmed the Kings. They were very efficient. Very impressed again with their defensemen getting shots through low so you can get something happen in the direction. And you'd have to say once again, Jonathan Quick was sharp. That tracking of the puck, knowing where the puck is at all times. Quick has been outstanding this year. No difference there in period number one.
So that's the end of one as the Kings leave the ice. And as promised, when we come back, we're going to take you back to yesterday and celebrate Rob Blake going into the Hockey Hall of Fame right after this. Kings Hockey is brought to you by Subaru. Test drive the all-new 2015 Subaru Outback or go to Subaru.com to learn more.
Welcome back once again. We are at Staples Center. The Kings don't have any. The Panthers don't have any. But if you're the Panthers, you like your first period. You like the pressure you had on the Kings. And again, it's not like the Kings played a bad period. It's just like they didn't have the oomph, certainly, that they had in the last game against Anaheim. Maybe understandable. You can't be that physical every single game, but I think one of the things we've seen all season long, we saw it there in the first, Jonathan Quick, many times gives his team enough time to get into the game. We hope that's the case here in period number two.
And the Kings win the face-off for the second period. It was won by Kopitar. Puck taken away by the Panthers. They move it ahead and down the middle. Boys and getting back, and now the net gets knocked off, and the King goaltender, Jonathan Quick, gets knocked down. Doughty getting back, and that was quite a collision.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Bob, the rule was changed this year. When you slide like that on the ice, even if you get the puck first, you can still receive a penalty if you slide through the other player. And this was just kind of a neutral zone after face-off that the Kings won, as you mentioned, Bob. But then Boyes has the chance, and Doughty, you can see there, he never came across Boyes. And that's a good non-call. He never goes through Boyes. Boyes, you can see, is going down at the same time as Doughty. And then there's the collision. And Jonathan Quick has to keep his eye on the puck at all times. And then, of course, the player comes through. He gets taken down by the player. Well, that's just kind of the same way the period number one was played, where the Kings were just a half beat too slow and they couldn't get the puck moving.
Florida coach Gerard Gallant wanted to have a little talk with the referee, and he was at the front of the bench there, and the referee came over to explain things to him.
Yeah, maybe he thought the same thing. The rule was, but again, you have to slide through the player. That was not the case. Boyes was reaching too.
Kings into the Florida zone. Kopitar, right side to the blue line. Doughty shoots, and it's off the boards and wide.
I think it goes off the shoulder there, Bob, of Luongo, but that's what you want to see from Doughty. That's what you want to see. Jump into it, get the shot, and take it. Don't look for something better. Get the shot on goal.
Kings try to hold it in the Florida zone. They can't yet. They can't catch up with it. And the Panthers clear it up ahead to center ice. Long pass into the Kings zone, and Muzzin going back to get it. Now Muzzin's pass up to the blue line. Kings get it to center. Kopitar goes for it. Clifford got knocked down right in front of the Florida bench. And we get a whistle on the play here.
I don't know, we'll kind of sort things out, and both teams doing it. Both teams skating around, waiting to see what's going on. Pass from Kopitar. Doughty, head up. And then the shot goes through. May have gone off the mask of Luongo. I thought the shoulder initially, but he was just, you talk about tracking the puck. He's right there seeing it all the way. Unfortunately, the Kings were unable to get men in front when the puck is that high on the play. It probably doesn't really matter. The good thing for Luongo, no second chance because the rebound was not dangerous.
Puck goes out of play here. Luongo is first among active goaltenders in games played. This is 816 for him tonight. Wins, he's at 378, shutout 67, and saves coming into the game 22,214.
And if you enjoy Twitter, Bob, he is one of the best follows out there. Strombone1. Roberto Luongo, he'll make you laugh every once in a while.
Puck comes down into the Florida zone, and Campbell back to get it. He cleared it up to the blue line, and now the Panthers back up to center ice. Here's Jussi Jokinen. Jokinen to Trocheck. He shoots, and a save by Quick.
Yeah, with Luongo, Bob, if you ever thought of having Kim Kardashian and Roberto Luongo in the same sentence, you might want to check out his Twitter feed and see what's going on there, because he loves to make fun of himself, and he certainly did so the other day. Probably along with Miss Kardashian at the same time, but he's a stabilizing factor right now, and he's doing the job for the Panthers.
Better hang on to his stick.
It might be a little oily.
Puck is in the left wing side of the Kings zone. They clear it up to center. Thomas Kopecky takes it away. Kopecky into the zone, throws it toward the net. It's wide, swept wide, back to the blue line. Shot from there, and a save by Quick on the shot from back of the blue line. That shot by Colby Roback, and the Kings take it away. Back across the line, right side. Here's Stoll. Stoll throws it in front, just tipped wide. Driving to the net was McBain.
Now McBain driving with his stick on the ice, and Stoll bought every single second he could offside here against the Panthers. But when Stoll gets over the line, he knows he can't do it himself. So he'll protect the puck. He'll put it far away from his body. Watch when he gets to the far blue line. Watch him extend this puck away. Right there. You see that? It's away. It's away. He's waiting for McBain to go through the middle. He does so. And there's a deflection. That's a pretty good chance. The Kings haven't had many right there, and it goes wide, so you don't even get a shot on goal. Good pass, good deflection.
Stoll gets a rest over on the bench as they face off Carter on the draw, but the Florida Panthers drive it into the Kings zone. Puck back behind the net. Doughty with it there. Checked by Fleischmann. Puck comes into the corner again, and the Kings dig it out, and they get it to Doughty. Here's Doughty with it. Takes his time. Settles things down. Brings it up to center ice. Pass ahead. Broken up at center ice, but Doughty got it right back again. Doughty, right side. Poke checked away and picked up now by Derek McKenzie. Throws it off on the right side into the Kings zone, and a long shot, but it was going wide, but gloved by Quick.
Now those neutral zone turnovers can come back to haunt you. Not the case there. The Kings were able to recapture the territory they lost on the turnover. And again, if you keep the pucks to the outside, that last shot, good indication. 15 shots now by the Panthers. Their emphasis right now as a group is to get shots on net, put it to the net as much as possible. They're doing that. Not necessarily quality chances, but when you're shooting, the other team isn't.
Panthers 2-0-1 in the last 3 games, and they're on this road trip trying to get their second win on the trip. Puck comes up to center ice and swept down in deep by Dwight King. King behind the net, and the puck comes around to Carter. Now to Toffoli. Toffoli turns. He shoots. It's blocked. Rebound right side, taken by Doughty. Doughty into King. King tried to throw it in front. He still got it on his stick. King, pass up the middle, intercepted there and brought back out to center ice by Brad Boyes. Throws it deep into the King zone, and back to get it now is McNabb, but he gave it away at the right point. A shot from there is deflected wide and held in by the Panthers again. They center it up the middle to the slot, then a shot from back of the blue line, poked away, and the Kings take control and get it out to center ice, and Carter chases it down, but Campbell is there for Florida. Florida 7th in the Atlantic Division. Kings take it away. Here's Gaborik, but offside called against the Kings.
Well, one of the few counterattack opportunities the Kings have had, and just a little bit offside. There's Boyes on the bench right now. He took that last shot. I think, again, the Panthers are doing such a great job getting it through, but they couldn't get it through the final 20 feet because Boyes, he's trying to screen. Remember that play with Alec Martinez? Kind of the same situation right there. Same area, same net, same end zone. Looks like he took it off the arm, the wrist, the forearm, something there.
Mentioned Boyes, his 700th NHL game here tonight. Puck is picked up by Jussi Jokinen and sends it up to center. Panthers in the zone, and a shot off the shoulder of Quick, and it deflected wide and taken by the Kings in their own zone. Lewis over to Regehr. Regehr checked by Jokinen, and Gaborik is there. Can't get his stick on it. Regehr is going to pick it up for the Kings. Hits it around to McBain. McBain took the check from Trocheck. Now sent it right out in front, but the Kings give it away. Campbell with it. Campbell holds it in. Kopitar tried this short pass and it was intercepted. Now Kopitar gets it back and gives it to Regehr. Up now to Gabrick. Gabrick over to Kopitar. Florida zone. Kopitar protecting the puck. Still has it. Throws it out left side. Shot by McNabb. Tipped and a score by the Kings. Green in deep on the right side. Scores the goal. And the Kings lead 1-0. What a deflection.
Throw it that safety valve talk I was talking about earlier. Matt Green is an attacker, and he's got a little chuckle to himself. Look at this. Great look, guys. You're down right there with the phantom cam. You see McNabb with his head up. Matt Green will just redirect this. He doesn't stop it. He just changes direction. It flutters. It doesn't matter. Because he didn't stop it, it does not allow Luongo to recover that ground up there. Doesn't allow Luongo to come across and look at Matt Green going, hey, I like it up front here. I'm going to go to the front of the net all the time. The Kings have a 1-0 lead.
Nothing against Matt, but I hesitated. Is that 2 or 12?
If he doesn't hear about it, I'm going to let him know. I was thinking the same thing.
What a deflection. He gets his first of the year, and the Kings have a 1-0 lead. Panthers in the Kings zone, broken up by Doughty, and the Kings can't clear it out. Held in and a shot wide to the left side, picked up there and thrown down into the corner by Dylan Olsen, and now cleared out to center by the Kings. Tipped up in the air. McNabb gets an assist on it. And Anze Kopitar. So the Kings with a 1-0 lead now, and here is Doughty, but he couldn't go any further, but offside called against the Kings. So it's Green with his first from McNabb and Kopitar at 4:32.
Bob, when you made the call, you said Kopitar protecting the puck. That's what he did. I thought that Brian Campbell did a great job on Kopitar to close the gap. But then Kopitar spun his entire body around. And he just said, you want the puck, you've got to come through me. And Campbell couldn't. Just time goes by. McNabb, Green, and the Kings have a 1-0 lead.
Panthers move it all the way back into the Kings zone, and an icing call here against the Florida Panthers. So Kopitar now with 6 points in his last 5 games as he gets an assist on this goal.
You can see McNabb never, ever drops his head. Remember in the first I was talking about the Panthers and defensemen keeping it low? That time, can't get over that look of Matt Green. But a heads up, I guess that's the exact literal translation with McNabb.
Now the Kings again, a shot from the left side by Williams is deflected into the corner. Williams trying to pick it up. Pearson is there, gives it to Williams. Now back to the left point. Right point, it goes to Green. Keep feeding him. He shoots, it's blocked in front. Puck comes off on the right side and cleared up in the air out to center ice.
He's not going to score there, Bob. He's back on the point. He likes to go to the front of the net.
And we get a whistle on the play here.
Now you're going to have that icing, no change, end zone face-off. McNabb and Green have been out there a while. Stoll's out there to take a face-off. Again, you can't waste time like you used to be able to. So McNabb makes the smart, as I mentioned, heads-up play. And that's one thing you talk about. You work on it in practice all the time. You don't get the hardest shot off because you don't get a chance to really tee it up. But you find the open man. That's exactly what happened.
Kings now with 21 hits in the game to 10 for the Florida Panthers, and the Kings with a 1-0 lead. Puck battled for along the boards here is somebody trying to move it, and the referees are going to say, move that puck, you won't blow the whistle. It is moved, and it comes to Williams. Williams gets it up to center, but out of the reach of Pearson. Florida Panthers send it back to the King line, and the Kings flip it right back in the Florida zone. Pass ahead, out of the reach of Boyes. Now he chased it down, but the Kings get to it in their own zone. Florida Panthers trying to regain control, and they get it into Boyes in the corner.
Boyes has been dangerous. He's looking for loose pucks. He's getting open. He's cycling around. Dangerous so far in this game.
Now the puck is cleared up to center ice by Carter. Gets it over to Toffoli. Toffoli waiting, shoots, it's wide. Rebound into the right wing corner. Picked up by the Kings again. Carter over to get it. Drops it off there for King. He threw it in front. It's deflected up the middle, but taken by the Panthers and out to center ice by Jonathan Huberdeau. Huberdeau, their #1 pick in 2011. Puck taken by Toffoli, can't clear it out. Held in now by Trocheck to the blue line, and they partially fan on a shot by Dylan Olsen, and the Kings come back. Pass on the left side. Here is King in deep, threw it in front, trying to get it to Carter or to Toffoli. Now along the boards, King over, and we talked about that in the open, the way he can play along those boards, keeps it in, gets it back, and a shot by Regehr, and a save by Luongo. Let's take another look at that Robert De Niro look on the face of Matt Green.
We're having fun here at Staples Center. Saw that young lad at practice yesterday. He's having a great time yesterday. He's having a better time tonight. All right, here we go.
I guess that look on Matt's face when he scored, it was his first in 48 games. So maybe it was just, how do I react now? That was priceless.
Pretend like you've been there before. He couldn't even pretend.
October 19th, 2013 was Matt's last goal, but he scores here to put the Kings ahead 1-0. Now the right corner, Lewis sends it around the boards and out to McBain. He drove it wide. Lewis goes for it again. It's checked into the referee. Now Lewis in the corner. Kopitar intercepts. He threw it in front, and Lewis gets his stick on it again. Nice play. Lewis turns, shoots, and a save by Luongo. Puck held in again now by Kopitar. Drops it back. Lewis gives it now to Gabrick. Gabrick battling for it. Puck still held in by the Kings. Kopitar, left side, over to Muzzin. His shot, save, and loose puck in front. Now comes into the corner. Picked up by Kopitar. Kopitar back over to Muzzin. Jake Muzzin, Florida zone. Good pressure by the Kings here to Muzzin. He shoots, it's wide. Rebound held in by the Kings again. Thrown down into the corner. Kopitar takes a check, bounces off, still has the puck. Kopitar still with it, gives it to Lewis. His drive is wide. Rebound, Goodbranson going for it, and he gets it up the right side and cleared out to center ice. Panthers back into the King zone. Left side, Trocheck trying to go in, and a high stick against the Florida Panthers. Delayed call, but now they're going to touch up on it. Trocheck is going to get the penalty for high sticking.
And Muzzin did the old fake move and hold on. He was going to make the pass, didn't do so. 4-minute double minor coming up, so Muzzin was injured on the play. Trocheck goes right to the box. Yeah, it is the double. So it's coming up. Yeah, it just catches him on the chin. And the Kings were able to go the other way. What a shift that last shift. It's an offensive move try by Trocheck, but then, yeah, he's going for a loose puck. Reckless right there with the stick. But what a shift by Trevor Lewis. I mean, he had a dominating shift where he was jumping on pucks, getting to loose pucks, trying shots, making hits, keeping it alive a couple times for his line mates. Gabrick and Kopitar had some chances.
Kings' first power play opportunity tonight. They are 23rd in the NHL. Puck is held in by the Kings and thrown by McNabb back behind the net. Now comes around the right side and held in again. The penalty killing for the Florida Panthers, 20th in the league, but they clear it up ahead to center ice. Now on the right side, a shot knocked away by Quick, the shot by Derek McKenzie.
Kopechki Bob was hit with something there. He's going right to the bench. He was trying to draw the attention of the officials, did not get the call.
Now on the right side, Carter fires it down and deep. Carter's got 2 power play goals for the Kings, so does Kopitar. They're the leaders. Puck taken by the Kings in front, shot wide off the boards by Toffoli. Kings hold it in. Toffoli on the right side, a rebound. Toffoli got his stick on it, shoveled it over to Carter. Carter with it again. Right side it goes, and a shot by McBain. He was actually trying to just get it to Toffoli to tip it in. Puck held in by the Kings again. McBain, right side, in deep. Shot by Carter. He scores! Nice play. Quick pass to Carter, and the Kings lead 2-0.
It is a complete difference here in the second period. The reaction time of the Kings is almost down to nil. I mean, when they get it, they know what's going on. They know what they want to do with it. You see, King bought himself a couple of inches there by moving away from the play. Carter just shoots it right away. It goes off a defenseman's pad. Probably would have went in anyway. But you can see how it's a game of inches right there. And I was very impressed with Dwight King earlier in the shift, protecting pucks, keeping pucks alive, getting to the front of the net. But that time he becomes the passer, and there's still another minor to go. The Kings still have 2 minutes remaining on this power play. Kings lead 2-0.
Carter gets his 7th of the year. Puck all the way back behind the King net. Second goal in the last 11, so it'd be great to see him get that touch again to start scoring goals. Offside called against the Kings here. So with 7 goals, the leader in goals for the Kings is Toffoli. And then we've got Pearson and Carter now with 7 each.
Again, the poise of King, Bob. He hasn't played a lot of power play time, but reinserted back into the lineup because the Kings felt they needed more from him. And Carter becomes a shooter, but Dwight King actually, before he made the pass, he moved away from the receiver just to give himself an extra foot or so he could be confident the pass would get through, and the pass was perfect right on the stick.
McBain gets an assist, his first point since coming to the Kings. So it's Carter from King and McBain at 9:46 on the power play, and the Kings have 1:40 left now on this man advantage.
One of the keys to the game was the Kings power play. It was so effective last game, and again, the execution there. Can't do any better than that.
At the left point, Muzzin sends it around the boards, picked up there by Kopitar to the blue line to Doughty. Left side to Muzzin. Muzzin shoots and a save by Luongo. He hangs on for the faceoff.
And Lewis gets a chance to be on the #1 power play with Daryl Sutter right now going in line combination, so it takes a while for things to set up. Here's where the Panthers thought they had it. They did not. McBain's able to keep it in. And you got to stop right here, guys. Watch King. He just kind of moves away before he makes the pass. And that's just buying time. You see, just takes a step back and then very quickly right on the stick.
False face-off here, and they'll do it again. I want to mention at the Hall of Fame, congratulations in the media honorees section to Pat Foley, the play-by-play announcer for the Chicago Blackhawks on TV, Kevin Allen, the writer with USA Today, and Bobby Stewart in the equipment and trainers division. He started out in Atlanta and then went to Calgary, so congratulations to those three also. Now up to the center ice area is Kopitar. Throws it off on the left side. King still on the power play for another 1:05. Puck along the boards. Comes to the blue line to Doughty. Doughty shoots, save, rebound. Kings can't get to it. It's cleared back out to center and into the King zone.
Doughty had Muzzin on the far side, but he said, I'm going to take it here. And again, chatting with Drew over the last week or so, he says he's going to be much more aggressive in these situations on the power play, and that's exactly what he's trying to execute.
Kings 2 shots on this portion of the power play. Here's Brown. Brown's pass deflected back out to center and back down into the King zone. 36 seconds left to go in the King power play. They've got a 2-0 lead here in the second period. Kings with it again. Right side, Brown, his shot wide. Rebound off the boards to Clifford. Clifford plays it back over to Brown. Brown to Richards. Richards, top of the slot. His pass back over to Brown. Tipped and a save. Luongo, he didn't cover it up though. Puck is still loose. Clifford goes for it. He gets some help there into the corner. Richards battles. Now Clifford over to try and pick up a loose puck. It does come loose. Clifford trying to get to it back behind the net. Panthers take it away though, and it's cleared out to center and out of the penalty box. They are back at full strength as Trocheck steps on the ice.
I think just about every Kings player had a chance on that power play. Daryl Sutter was just rolling through the lines. It was a double minor. And a lot of players who don't normally get the ice time on the power play were out there for the Kings.
Puck taken by the Florida Panthers, but they don't clear it out. Kings hold it in. Brown shoots and a glove stop by Roberto Luongo. Well, when we come back, we're going to go down to the bench, and Patrick O'Neill will be talking with number 12, Marian Gaborik.
With Marian Gaborik on the first goal by Green. First we thought maybe it was 12, but it was a 2. What'd you think of that shot?
That was unbelievable. Nice play by Naber there. And I don't think even Green was surprised he got that goal. So good for him, and we just got to keep going.
Yeah, tell me how you think you guys are playing. It seems like you really turned things around here in this period.
Yeah, we're playing much better in the second period, so just got to keep it up.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, guys.
Well, they have turned it around. And again, it's just that reaction time, no hesitation for the Kings. Much better here in the second period, and everyone's involved now. Again, that last power play, Daryl Sutter keeping everyone involved in the game.
Here is Williams in the Florida zone. Williams spinning there, gets it back to the blue line to Reguer. Now shoveled into Stoll. Stoll behind the net. His pass, then a shot saved by Luongo on the shot by Pearson.
And if the Kings can keep this up, you can kind of feel that steamroller effect where they have the Panthers back on their heels, and they're not going to let them back. Kings fans, there are still tickets available to see your LA Kings take on the Carolina Hurricanes. That's this Thursday at Staples Center. Discounted tickets are available at lakings.com/singles or call 1-888-KINGS-LA to purchase tickets for all upcoming Kings games. Visit lakings.com/tickets.
Florida Panthers get it over to Thomas Fleischmann. He gets it back to the King line, and Matt Green plays it up the right side and out to center ice. It's a delayed offside against the Florida Panthers. Kings will bring it up to center ice, and Green moves it deep into the Florida zone. Puck comes into the corner, chased down by Pearson. He got knocked down and tried to get a pass over to Stoll. Now the puck up to center ice. Panthers move it ahead across the King line. Shoveled down into the corner now by Derek McKenzie. Comes out to the right point, and a check by Stoll, and the Kings don't get it out. But now we have a
little delay there, Bob. It's going to be tripping against the Panthers. You see the stick on the ice. It's one of the Panthers, and it's going to be Derek McKenzie. I did the same thing you did, Bob. I saw the hand go up, and then the referee kind of lost who had the puck, and he didn't know when to blow the whistle. And McKenzie's going to the box. So this is turned around here in the second period. The Kings have outshot the Panthers. Last 9 minutes, 11-1. Stick tries to get the puck, doesn't get the puck, gets the skates. And McKenzie goes to the box. And a chance here for the Kings to kind of really take control of this game. They had a good lead here, 2-0, but it's going all Kings here in the second.
Kings 1 out of 2 on the power play tonight. That was on the double minor, but it's chased down here by Kopecky for Florida into the Kings zone. Thomas Kopecky ahead to Jussi Jokinen, and his pass going to be taken away by the Kings. Back they come up to center ice on the power play. Here's Toffoli, right side. He shoots, and a save by Luongo.
And just run out of options, keep it going north-south, and look for a rebound. Not the case there, as Luongo just gets both arms into it and make sure he holds on, but kind of sticking with the forward lines. No real changing around here on power plays for Daryl Sutter tonight. Trevor Lewis comes out again with Kopitar and Gaborik, and Toffoli gets a rest.
On the draw here, it is a loose puck, but the Kings jump onto along the boards. They get it back to Doughty. Left side to Muzzin. He shoots, and it's wide off the boards. Rebound taken there by Gaborik. Back to the right point, picked up by Doughty. Over to Muzzin. Now in front, picked up by Lewis. Lewis back to Muzzin. To Doughty. To Muzzin. To Lewis. Kopitar's in deep. Lewis got it from Muzzin. Lewis put it down into the corner now. Back it goes to Muzzin. Right side to Doughty at the right point. Back over to Muzzin. Muzzin, left side. Kopitar cut off there. Gives it back. Now on the right side it's Doughty to Muzzin. To Kopitar. Kopitar in deep in front. Shot, score! Gaborik coming in front of the net. Gets the power play goal, and it's 3-0 Kings.
Let's be honest, Bob, you could hear the impatience of the fans here tonight at Staples Center. But the one thing that the Kings were doing, they were moving the puck or themselves. That puck or, it always changed the point of attack. When that happens, especially in the second period where you have the bad change period, look at this, it's just moving around. Is it dangerous? Maybe not until there. But when it gets to the front with Lewis, Lewis just keeps it alive. Look at Lewis, he has to lock up Campbell. He maybe doesn't even get a piece of it. But in a power play where the Kings were not getting shots, they were moving the puck around. And it was one touch. It was fast. Much like the 5-on-5 here in period number 2. The puck has been moving around. The Kings doing the job. They now lead 3-0.
Power play goal for Gaborik. It's his third of the year. And the Kings with a 3-goal lead. Then a shot and a save by Quick. Rebound picked up by Kopecky to the blue line. Shot from there deflected. And the Kings get it back out to center ice. Chased in now into the left wing corner. Here's Brown. Brown still with it. He dropped it out to Muzzin at the left point. Muzzin threw it in deep. Still battled for there and tipped away and taken by the Panthers, and a long pass to the King blue line connects there, but the Kings get back in a hurry. Panthers were changing on the fly.
That's Brad Boyes again. Bobby mentioned it earlier. He's looking for breakaways tonight. There's been a couple of times he's been open, but Jake Muzzin just snuffs it out. Great angle by Muzzin.
Campbell back to get it for the Panthers, and he drops it off now to Kobe Roback. He got it out to center ice.
And that power play goal, Bob, again, there's a lot of times power plays you have possession and you're moving on the outside, but you're not moving yourself. That was not the case for the Kings. They were changing the point of attack, and that created the play right to the front.
Pearson takes it away, but his pass broken up by Campbell, and it's tipped out to center ice, and the Kings back to get it. Taken there by Doughty. Doughty's pass to Stoll. Stoll at center ice, put it back into the King zone. Now a quick pass up to Tanner Pearson. Pearson sends it into the Florida zone. Luongo, the goaltender, sweeps it around behind the net to Campbell. Campbell reverses it back on the left side, and UC Okanagan gets hit, and it comes right toward Luongo. He knocked it down. Puck is still in the Florida zone, but now they dig it out and have a chance to clear it up to center ice. Kings will be home here on Thursday night. Last game of this homestand will be against the Carolina Hurricanes. 7:30 will be on the air with Kings Live at 7. Here's Carter. Nice move. Carter down the right side. Tried to get around Dylan Olsen, but puck taken away by the Panthers. Back they come up to center ice. Flipped up in the air by Vincent Trocheck into the Kings zone and played there by McNabb. Now up to center on the right side at Toffoli. He crisscrosses. Toffoli still with it on his backhand. Shoots and it's wide. Rebound off the boards. Kings get to it again. Thrown in by King, but taken away now by the Panthers. And up the center is Thomas Fleischmann. He fires it back behind the King net. Goes for it again, but Quick moved it into the corner to Regehr. Then Regehr got hit, and the Kings come back to center. Pope checked ahead and down into the Florida zone.
Kings, Bob, on the breakouts, though, now very effective. It's a 5-man unit. 5 guys up, 5 guys back, all together.
Aaron Ekblad up to center, drives it into the Kings zone. Back to get it is Regehr. He got checked there, but the Kings dig it out. McBain moved it up ahead and now to center ice. Kings come across the line and swept into the corner by Luongo before Gaborik could get to it. Panthers go for it again. Gaborik tried to take it away. Now Kopitar. He had it and got knocked down, but the Kings have it at center ice. Taken there by Doughty. 2:20 left to go in the second period. Kings up 3-0. Puck taken by the Kings. Here's Lewis up the middle. Doughty and his shot deflected up out of play. So it's 3-0 in favor of the Kings. We'll be back right after this.
All Kings in the second period. A couple of defensemen take over. Pass from Kopitar. McNabb, head up. Matt Green, the sniper down low, right to the top of the net. 1-0 Kings. Then the power play takes over. Kept down low. 1-2-3. King finally to Carter. That makes it 2-0. Then on a power play where the Kings controlled the puck all shift long, you got to get it to the front sometime, and the Kings get it there with 2 bodies. 2 bodies for the Kings, only 1 for the Panthers. Gaborik gets that one. 5 defensemen have points in this game so far. Green has a goal, of course. McNabb, McBain, Muzzin, Doughty assists.
In front, Brown with a shot, and it's deflected into the corner. It's right in the slot, and the puck taken now by Kopecky for Florida. He got it out to center ice. Down to 2 minutes left to go here in the second period. 3-0 Kings. Doughty spins away from a check from Kopecky. Puck is picked up by Upshaw. Throws it into the zone. Here is a check by Kopecky again on the other side of the ice. This one on Clifford. Now a pass to Brown goes off his skate and an icing call against the Kings.
Well, coming up a little bit later on the Carl Jr. Sports Update, Patrick O'Neill will walk us through what's going on with Jonas Hiller and his new team against his former team. A lot of things going on tonight in the NHL, Bob. For the 8th time in a row, San Jose lost a game against the Buffalo Sabres. 4-1 in Buffalo. A lot of snow and a lot of goals.
And what'd you tell me down south of the city in Buffalo, down near Rich Stadium? 5 inches? 5 feet?
5 feet. 5 feet of snow. Man, it's November, right?
Yes. So there's a lot of winter ahead for them. The Kings got 3 goals in a span of 7 shots here in the second period in 9 minutes and 46 seconds.
And the Kings have really turned it on. I was a little bit leery, certainly after the first, where they looked a little sluggish, just a little bit behind. Completely different. The decision-making by the Kings in the second period have been quick, and that sped up their legs. And when you play fast, you're effective. You're a big team like the Kings. When a big team plays fast, you're going to win some games.
That last goal by Gaborik was assisted by Muzzin and Doughty to give the Kings the 3-0 lead. And now the Kings in their own zone as Muzzin moves it. Now up to center ice. Brown, he gets hit hard there. right at the red line, but the Kings pick it up. Left side, there's a shot and a save by Luongo, and he got hit hard by that shot by Clifford.
And he's hurting, Bob. It was high up on the shoulders, so a lot of times the collarbones, and they're exposed at times, and it does not feel good. Al Montoya on the bench, picked up a win the other night in Anaheim. He has a look at it, and this is one where it just hurts. You're not worried about anything other than the pain. And you see the shot come in, and just under the neck there, right there, maybe the collarbones where they come to the middle, right in the upper part of the chest, and he has to hold on for the face-off. He's okay.
He stays in, and face off to his right. Stoll will take the draw. And who's going to get to it? Goodbranson for Florida. Drives it up the right side to Boyes. Boyes pass ahead. Now the Panthers into the King zone. The pass over in front of Boyes, and he sent it wide to the left. Held in again now. Chased in and centered up the middle, but the Kings take it away. Centered there by Bjugstad. Less than a minute to go here in the second period. Puck comes deep into the Florida zone. Stoll trying to go in there and pick it up. Panthers have it. Kings almost took it away. Went off the stick of Williams. Now the Panthers into the King zone. Hang on to the right point. A shot knocked away by Quick. Along the boards now, a battle for it as the Kings dig it out and clear it out to center ice. End of this period, we'll talk about some of the other members of that class that went into the Hall of Fame yesterday, along with Rob Blake. Puck thrown into the King zone, and Doughty eludes a check. Doughty with it, sends it out to center ice. Chased in by Carter, Florida zone. Carter, pass up the middle, tried to hit the Foley. Then a shot, score! From the left side by Regehr. Another King defenseman with a goal. 4-0 Kings, and it comes with 8 seconds to go in the second period.
And I assume another surprised Kings defenseman. This is just no give up by Jeff Carter. He beat the Panthers to the puck. He keeps it alive, and Regehr shoots it right away. And I think Luongo would want to have that one back. Look at Luongo. He's in good position as far as how he cuts down the angle. There's a stick that waves, but it doesn't hit the stick. And Luongo overreacted. Maybe he was expecting a harder shot, and he kind of went with a glove. The puck wasn't there yet. Couldn't react to the second opportunity. And the Kings have a 4-0 lead. The speed of Jeff Carter gets it done. And the Kings will take that 4-0 lead into period number 3.
And that is the end of the second period. Bookend goals by King defenseman. Green with the first, his first of the year. Regehr with the fourth of the period, his first of the year. And in between, Carter with his seventh and Gabrick with his third.
And Matt Green, the first guy off the bench to go congratulate Robin Regehr. Jonathan Quick was not busy in that period by any means, but keep in mind what Quick did in period number 1 to allow his team to get going. And that's exactly what happened. The speed of the Kings took over. They have a 4-goal lead.
Regehr from Carter and Doughty at 1952. When we come back, we'll talk more about the Hall of Fame class of 2014 right after this. Kings Hockey is brought to you by Kia. Visit mysocalkia.com to learn more. By Mercury Insurance. Mercury Insurance is on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today to get a fast, free quote and see how much you could save. And by Staples. Make more happen.
So welcome back once again, 4-0 Kings downstairs right now to Davis Payne, Kings assistant coach. Davis, you love the results on the power play. How are the Kings getting those results?
Well, it's really quite simple. You know, it's about the recovery process and ultimately zone time. You look at that first power play group, it was a lot of hunt on the puck in terms of putting pucks in areas, and they're trying to get pucks down, but we stayed with it. We stayed in the zone a little bit longer than they wanted to, and then you've got an opportunity for skill to kind of rise up, and it's exactly what happened. We had a great play, stuffing a puck on the wall, and now all of a sudden it's down low and it's on the right guy's stick with Carter in the slot.
All right, Davis, thanks for that breakdown. And it takes a lot of people to make something go, and that's what's happened for the Kings. And I was talking with Davis the other day about power play, Bob, and he talked about that recovery. He says, a lot of times if you're not confident you're not going to get the puck back and recover it, you don't take shots. Now the Kings are confident in recovery, and they're getting shots on net.
Well, Luongo does not come in goal for the third period. Al Montoya, he was the winner in Anaheim on Sunday. So maybe Luongo shaken up more than we thought maybe. He stayed in and finished the period, but he got hit high with that shot. Puck is in the Kings zone, but poked away and up to center ice. Here is Lewis, right side, gives it in deep. Here's Clifford driving and just poke checked away from him. Or excuse me, Gaborik driving down the right side and poke checked away from him by Willie Mitchell.
Next time Cliffy gets going that fast, Bob, I'll remind him of that.
Just tell him I want to give him some props here.
He is looking good, and there's Montoya. And again, you're right, Bob. Luongo was dinged on that last one by Regehr. Luongo went at it with his glove hand and was a little bit kind of out of sync on the play. So I think that's the only one I would really blame on him as far as what was happening from a goaltender.
Way things are going tonight, it could have been Clifford with that kind of speed.
Yeah. That second period, Bob, the Kings were real fast, and Gaborik was so fast, now he ends up in the penalty box. So a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel here. Still a long way to go, 4 goals down, but a chance man advantage.
Yeah, you don't want to let him get back in the game, and the Kings can't clear it out. Held in, right side, here's Ekblad. Moves it out to the left, now pass over to Jussi Jokinen. Jokinen on the right side. Feeds it down in deep, gets a return pass up the middle. Ekblad shoots, blocked, and into the boards on the left side where Campbell collects it. Gets it around to Jokinen. Jokinen tried to move it into Boyes, tipped away from him, but Jokinen, left side again, up the middle. Here's Ekblad. Ekblad shoots wide, rebound off the boards. Held in by the Florida Panthers. They get it over to Jussi Jokinen. Now out to Ekblad to the right point. Ekblad gets it out the left side, gets a return pass, gives it to Jokinen. Jokinen shoots, save, rebound up the middle, and covered by Quick.
Well, movement by the Panthers on the outside. A little bit predictable, but how'd you like to be 18 years old and Aaron Ekblad, and now you're almost quarterbacking a power play in the NHL. When he's out there, he's in the middle position, so he gets the decision point many of the times whether to shoot it or make the next pass. And we talked about it way back in the open. He's known for that vision and getting pucks through. And that'll make it work. You don't have to shoot it hard. You just got to get it down low.
Gaborik is in the penalty box for slashing. Now to Dylan Olsen. His shot blocked, and the Kings bring it back to center. Here's Kopitar. Kopitar feeds it on the right wing side, and a shot wide to the left as Montoya didn't see that one. The shot by Brown. Now all the way back into the Kings zone. Luongo faced 25 shots. He allowed 4 goals in 2 periods. And Al Montoya in goal right now for Florida. Doughty takes it in the Kings zone, and he slaps it toward the blue line, but not out. Held in on the right side. Picked up there, and a shot by Huberdeau, and not score. The rebound came right up the middle, and it looked like Jimmy Hayes got his stick on it and breaks the shutout. And now it's 4-1, and Daryl Sutter not happy.
Yeah, not happy at all. And just taking it to the front, just making it happen. And the way this game has gone, it was all Panthers in the first, all Kings in the second. So there's been a lot of ebb and flow to this game. And you see the hacking and whacking. Doughty was down on one knee, couldn't get himself into a position where he was able to get it. You see that with Doughty? I think he tried to get it to Quick so Quick would hold on to it. But in doing so, he actually made it stay alive for the Panthers to get a second and third whack at it. Not pretty, but effective. Power play gets it to the front, and the Panthers on the board.
For Jimmy Hayes, his 4th goal in the last 5 games. Now to center, Florida with it. Into the Kings zone, backhanded in the corner. Kings, of course, are back at full strength. Puck comes over to Muzzin. Muzzin gets it up ahead to the blue line and just out to center ice to King.
I think a penalty coming up here against slashing. The stick of Muzzin was knocked out of his hands. And the Panthers, just when it looks like they're going to get back, and that doesn't mean they're not, but it does give the Kings a chance to reset. Grimaldi goes, and slashing is the call. So the evidence was on the ice, and Gerard Gallant and his team. He's talked about Hayes saying when he's moving his feet and getting to the net, he's effective. Well, he is, and he was. Yeah, just too much swing there. Too much swing, and the stick kind of snaps in half, and that's what happened with Muzzin. He drops the stick anyway. But it was from behind, and it was blade right on the shaft of the stick. A little too visual. You could see that right there. It's right in front of you. You got to react to make the call. Hayes has him on the board. Kings 1-1 back on the power play.
Well, bad penalty to take for Grimaldi. His team may be starting a comeback. Now the Kings with a power play. Here is Kopitar. Kopitar hanging on. Kings on the power play. 2 out of 3 tonight. Pass in deep behind the net. Kings still with it. Moved around the boards and back to the blue line. Pass by Lewis. Now it comes back to Muzzin. Muzzin sends it into Kopitar. Kopitar moves it on the right side. They get it back and tried to get it back to Muzzin, but out of his reach.
A little stationary there. I'm going to say that about the Kings. The power play's been very effective tonight, but the last one just a little stationary, so you want to see if they get that movement back. You get the movement back, it'll work.
Nice move there by Kopitar, but he couldn't hang on to the puck, and it's cleared again back down into the Kings zone. 4-1 Kings here in the third period, but 16:38 to go. Kings bring it up to center. Here is Doughty zigzagging across the line, broken up, and a pass ahead into the zone, looking for a shorthander. A shot, save, rebound. Shot wide to the right as it came right to Fleischmann in the slot.
And again, Daryl Sutter going with normal line combinations. Richards, Brown, and Clifford. That's the line that started the game when they normally play 5-on-5.
Here is Richards to the blue line, broken up again. So the Florida Panthers doing a good job on this penalty kill and had a chance for a shorthanded goal. Kings have no shots with this power play. Up ahead to Richards at center. Richards across the blue line. Richards had it tipped away from him and picked up now and brought back to center by Nick Bjugstad. Bjugstad goes to the right, into the corner. He gets checked there. The Kings trying to get control, and they do as Clifford has it. Drops it off behind the net. Only 6 seconds to go in this King power play. Up to center ice, McNabb to King. Power play's over. Florida with a good job killing that one, and they're back at full strength. Trailing by 3. Back to the King line. Sent down in deep into the corner. Kopetsky sent it toward the front of the net. Broken up there. It comes over to Regehr. Regehr for the Kings to Toffoli. Back to Regehr. Now to Green. Here is Green. Up to center. Deep into the Florida zone. Al Montoya cuts it off there, and the Florida Panthers take over in their own zone. Sent behind the net by Grimaldi. And the Florida Panthers back up to center ice. Here is Rocco Grimaldi out of Anaheim on the right side. He threw it down in deep, but the Kings take it away. Back up ahead to Williams. Williams shovels it off on the right side. Down the middle goes Pearson. The shot is deflected up high and out of play with 14:43 to go.
We'll see, Bob, if the Kings can recapture that sense of control and speed and assertiveness they had from period number 2. And we saw the reaction of Daryl Sutter on that power play goal by the Panthers. He wasn't happy. Of course, you're never happy in that type of a situation, but I think he's sensing that, and it's kind of human nature. You know, you look towards the end of the game, you got a 4-0 lead. Yeah, you go, well, still a long way to go, and the Kings have to get a shift here to get them kind of back to the way they were in period number 2.
Panthers win this faceoff. Stoll was out for the Kings, and Stoll all the way back into the Kings zone to pick it up. Now up to center, fired right back in, and a save made by Quick. Back to Pearson. Pearson's pass went behind Doughty. Doughty back in to get it. Pass on the left side to Pearson. He gets it out to center ice, but the Florida Panthers back to take over. Picked up there by Jimmy Hayes. He was born in Boston, went to Boston College, and he's got the goal for the Florida Panthers tonight, but the Kings lead at 4-1, and here's Doughty. 10 Kings players have factored in the scoring in this game tonight. Carter has a goal and an assist. Kopitar has 2 assists for multi-point games. Here is Kopitar, left side, just hopped over the stick of Gabrick. Gabrick got it again to Kopitar. Now the Kings right side, pinching down in deep was McBain. Now taken by Kopitar, back to McBain. He shoots, it's wide. Rebound off the boards, held in by Regehr.
Much better by the Kings. Last 2 shifts. Passes right on the stick. You can move the puck quick and you hold on to the puck. The Panthers can't get it.
Now Gabrick tried to throw it in front to Lewis. Tipped away from him, and it is cleared to center and all the way back in the Kings zone. And no icing here. Kings back to get it. Here is Regehr. Ahead now to Clifford. Clifford tried to throw it on the right side, taken away by Jimmy Hayes. Hayes for the Florida Panthers, and shoots, and a save and a rebound. Score by the Panthers. Jussi Jokinen coming in. Looked like he got his stick on it. Now the Kings have only a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and it started with not a turnover, but an attempted entry by the Kings that's turned back on them. It's a 3-on-3, and it was actually sorted out pretty good initially. There's the entry I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a turnover. It's not that dangerous because it's a 3-on-3, but it's a second chance opportunity. The block shot rebound, and then you have the third wave actually come in with Jokinen. First wave, second wave, and there's the third. You see Richards tried to get stick-on-stick with Jokinen. And you're trying to get Staples Center here to go up here with a little bit more energy because the Panthers now right back in this game and have all the momentum.
Boy, now it comes down to where if they get the next one, they are really knocking on the door of trying to erase that 4-0 deficit. Puck comes up on the right side to Huberdeau, knocked down there and into the corner by Carter. Kings can't clear, held in by Ekblad. His pass deflected up in the air, and the Dwight King gets it out to center ice. And it's shot down in deep now by Toffoli, back behind the net. Carter is there, King is there. King trying to get his stick on it. Now comes along the boards to Toffoli. Toffoli battling there and gets it back to the blue line. Muzzin to Doughty, shoots wide off the boards, rebound, pinching in is Muzzin. Sends it around, is going to be picked up now by Jonathan Huberdeau.
Looks like Dwight King was shaken up there, Bob, as he skates slowly to the bench. You just get that feeling the Kings need one here. I mean, they need a goal to just get it back going because the Panthers have a real good feel now.
Well, here come the Panthers again. Pass off on the left side and thrown toward the front and stopped by Quick as he hangs on to it. Sean Thornton throwing it in front. We'll be right back. Florida back in the game.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Time for the Carl's Jr. Sports Update. Jonas Hiller now with the Calgary Flames beats his former team, the Ducks, 4-3 in a shootout. The fourth win for Calgary when trailing after 2. Eric Stahl, 2 goals and an assist. Carolina beats Dallas 6-4. Kings play the Hurricanes on Thursday. And how about Olli Maatta returning to the Pens 2 weeks after having surgery to remove a cancerous tumor from his thyroid gland? Talk about hockey fighting cancer. What a great example. Back to you.
All right, face-off in the King zone and picked up behind the net by the Florida Panthers. Taken there by the Panthers. Sean Thornton sent it along the right wing boards, and the Kings intercept a pass as Stoll has it. His short pass to Regehr, now up ahead to center to Pearson. Pearson over to Stoll, right wing. Stoll gets checked there before he could get a shot off. Getting back in a hurry there was Colby Roback. Now still a battle for it, and the Panthers lose it for a moment, but then they get it back again in their own zone. The last goal by Florida, Jokinen, his second of the year, from Trocheck and Hayes at 6:55, and we get a penalty coming up here.
Yeah, it's going to go against the Panthers. Neutral zone, Williams gets it. It looks like Thornton was just kind of turning around. He turned around at the wrong time, and the contact was made. So boarding is there. It's always that dangerous situation. Thornton's a tough guy. Yeah, it's just that little bit of a shove. They put that into the rule book a couple years ago where, yeah, you see that push off there? It's in that situation, that 4 feet away from the boards. It's more that jerking motions of the arms that throws you off balance. That becomes the danger. And the Kings need this. The Kings need to do much more here on this power play than in the last one because maybe that was when the game turned around, a solid kill by the Panthers.
Panthers dig this one out and send it back into the King zone. And here is Muzzin giving it to Doughty. Doughty starting back out. Kings had a 4-0 lead. It's now 4-2. Here's Kopitar. Florida zone. His pass hit a skate. Kings can't get it back. It's cleared back by Fleischmann into the King zone. Panthers change up their penalty killers. Kings start back out of their own zone again. Pass up ahead to center ice. Kings come across the line. Here's Kopitar. Kopitar to Gabrick. Lewis is in front of the net. Gabrick to the blue line to Muzzin. Muzzin back to Gabrick. Now tipped to Muzzin. Right side it goes to Doughty. Doughty back to Muzzin. Muzzin shoots. Save. Rebound in front. Cleared by the Panthers into the King zone.
There's that one-touch movement by the Kings. Move it around, change positions, get the shot. The loose puck was there. Lewis just could not get a stick on it, but the Kings want to see more of that type of play.
Here's Doughty to center, to Muzzin. Muzzin lost it there. Picked up by the Florida Panthers. Here is Fleischman with a shot and a save by Quick. Fleischman goes for it again. Took it away from Doughty. Puck comes into the corner, and the Kings regain control. 38 seconds to go in the King power play. They're up 4-2, but the Panthers are coming back. Here's Carter. Carter behind the net, still has it. His pass up the middle, hit a skate or stick, and unable to control it was Toffoli. Toffoli shovels it over to King. King back to the right point. Shot from there, just wide by McBain, taken by Toffoli. Back to Jamie McBain. Left side to McNabb. His shot blocked. McNabb goes for it again. Couldn't hold it in. Back up to center ice. And McBain gets back to shovel it ahead to McNabb. Now Toffoli with it. And that's the end of that power play. So the Florida Panthers, and we get an offside, kill another penalty, and they're still in the game. They're down 4-2 with 9:13 to go.
Toyota game analysis. The Kings lead by 2. Green, Regehr, first goals of the season. Kings defenseman, very active offensively. Cook was real good in the first, has allowed 2 here in the third. It's been a weird game, back and forth, up and down, to and fro. Who knows what's going on? Ebb and flow. Luongo started, no longer in. Montoya's in, and the Panthers have a good feel for this game. Now there's still 9:13 remaining. The Kings have had spurts of a real solid play here in the third with a puck movement and breakouts. It's more territory right now. North-south. Keep it going north-south.
Long pass into the Kings zone, tipped into the corner by Quick. And a battle for the puck as it is taken and sent right out in front. Huberdeau with a shot deflected, and the King clears it out to center. The goaltender in goal now, as Jim was just talking about, Al Montoya, number 1 pick by the Rangers in 2004. He's been with the Rangers, Phoenix, the Islanders, Winnipeg, and now with Florida. Born in Chicago and went to the University of Michigan. Al Montoya. Kings battle in their own zone to try and get control of the puck. Don't do it. Puck comes into the corner. Played there by Regehr. Gives it to Green.
Nice help by Carter down low. He just kind of set a pick, a legal pick. He was down there, gets the puck and helps out his D.
Florida with it again. Pass to Trocheck on the right wing, out of his reach. Now thrown right back into the King zone, and Quick stops it back behind the net. Pass over to Muzzin. Up ahead to Clifford. Now to Richards. Richards at center. He throws it into the zone, but out of the reach of Brown, I'm sorry. Puck taken back into the King zone, and Kings back to gain control again. To Muzzin. Now Muzzin up to center ice to Clifford, and it hops off his stick up over the glass into the crowd.
Kings have the right idea, though. You can see the possession. They're getting open for each other and supporting the puck. Fox Sports Supports is proud to be part of Movember Foundation's commitment to changing the face of men's health. Join us in growing and supporting mustaches to raise awareness for issues like prostate, testicular cancers, mental health by visiting moteam.co/fox-sport. Help us out in Movember.
Faced off at center ice, and the Panthers drive it back behind the King net. Fleischman in for Florida to try and dig it out. Still battling there, and Fleischman comes out with it. Then a shot and a save by Quick, and a rebound picked up by Fleischman, and a penalty against the King.
Yeah, Grimaldi drives it. He draws the penalty. He gets the puck, gets the shot, goes after the rebound, and Regehr trying to prevent him to get to the puck. And Grimaldi, who took a penalty earlier, when it looked like he was going to kind of get the momentum going the other way, it actually turned things around with a solid kill. Watch it right here. Shot, rebound, now watch the stick of Regehr. As he goes around, it gets... yeah, right up in there. Could have been a hook, too. I think the actual call, yeah, it is a hook. The stick got high, but Grimaldi's only 5'6", so it may not have been too high.
Well, here's a big penalty kill for the Kings. If the Florida Panthers score here, they are right back in the game, down by a goal. Kings clear it all the way down into the Florida zone. Jussi Jokinen back to get it. 7:11 to go here in the third. Jokinen over to Trocheck. Trocheck is checked there. The puck comes behind the net to Green. Green wraps it around the boards. Not out. Held in by Ekblad. Ekblad gives it to Boys. Boys, his shot tipped. Rebound save made by Quick. On that rebound that came out, and Quick made the save. Comes all the way back into the Florida zone. They've still got a minute 15 to go in the power play. And here they come again. Up to center ice. Campbell sends it over on the left side. Tipped away and behind the net. Kings break it up, but can they clear? Ekblad holds it in. Now taken away by Stoll. Stoll racing for it, but he can't get there in time. As Campbell back to get it down for Florida. Campbell up to center ice. His pass ahead and across the line. Bjugstad up the middle. Shot from there and a save by Quick on the shot by Huberdeau. And the Kings drive it around the boards, but not out. Held in by Ekblad again. Quickly out to the left point, then he gets it back. Ekblad shoots wide off the boards. Rebound. Panthers get it down to the left wing side along the boards, but the Kings dig it out, and it's cleared up to center. And here's Carter. Carter chasing it down. Carter with it. Panthers get back in a hurry. 24 seconds ago in the King penalty. Panthers back to center ice. Pass over on the right side. Jimmy Hayes checked hard there by McNabb. Kings can't dig it out. Huberdeau in front, and it's just deflected wide. Scramble in front of the net. Now held in. Green goes back to get it. Green for the Kings. Nice pass right out in front and then cleared.
Mike Richards was there. You could feel him yelling at Matt Green. I'm open, right there in the middle. Up the middle can be dangerous, but when you're on the same page, it gets the job done. Kings back at full strength.
So the Kings kill that penalty, and time down to 5:15 to go now here in the third period.
And Quick had to make one big save. Ekblad made a great backhand pass all the way across the blue line. And Quick had to make a save on a putback. But the Kings, for the most part, under control on the penalty kill.
Dwight King drives it into the Florida zone. Taken away and now intercepted the blue line as Kopitar got his stick on it. He comes down the left side, check there. King tried to get it. Kopetsky moves it around behind the net and now still in the Florida zone. Here's a pass and the Florida Panthers bring it up to center. Goodbranson made the pass and now Fleischman hits it up to center ice. And we get a little flurry here.
Doughty went after one of the Panthers, missed on the hit, but Bob, I think the Panthers are going to get too many men on the ice. And that would be a huge break for the Kings. I think the Kings are going back on the power play. The Kings with a 2-goal lead. Two-goal lead for the Kings. Jonathan Quick doing a little stretching right now down on his knees, but that last shift power play. Watch Ekblad, 18 years old. They call him confident. Watch this. Backhand, saucer all the way across. I mean, when you can change the point of attack in one pass, it's going to work, and it does. And there's that glove save. Pad glove by Jonathan Quick. The Kings goaltender was real good in period number one. But I was very impressed by Ekblad there, Bob. He makes that pass like nobody's business. A lot of confidence and right on the stick.
Well, the Kings now with a chance to maybe wrap it up. Here is Kopitar in the Florida zone. 4.5 minutes to go. Kings up by 2. Pass in behind the net, broken up by Florida. Florida's outshot the Kings this period 12-1 as they started a comeback, and they were down 4-0 at the start of the third, and now they're down 4-2.
And Bob, maybe for the first time in the game, Daryl Sutter goes with a power play combination up front that is not a normal line combination. Carter joins Gaborik and Kopitar.
Here is Kopitar in the right wing corner. Gets help from Carter. Now in front, it just tipped away there and out to center ice.
That was Willie Mitchell, the old stick on stick to break it up just when Kopitar thought he was going to have the pass.
Yeah. Long pass to the King line. Picked up there by Jussi Jokinen, put it back in his own zone. 1:08 to go on this King power play. 3:45 to go in regulation. Puck driven into the King zone. Comes around the right side and McNabb back in to get it. Back behind the net. McNabb pass up the left wing side. Into the zone, down in deep. A backhander wide to the right side as the Kings keep it in the zone. Back out to the right point. Shot from there. Knocked down in front. Up in the air. And it comes out to center ice. Brown was driving in and did get a shot. Now the Kings keep it in the zone. Here is Williams to Brown. Brown in front. Score! Brown threw it in front. And it went off either the goalie Montoya into the net. And it's now 5-2.
We've seen some colorful reactions from coaches tonight, and you saw it there right there from Gerard Gallant. And I mean, wow, his team came back here in the third, but twice in a row, decisive plays by Dustin Brown. and it just sneaks over the line. Earlier, remember, you drove to the net. This time, one step and shoot. Nothing special there other than make it happen, and make it happen quick. And that's important when you're on the power play, and Dustin Brown took over. Again, earlier, he drove right to the net. There he takes the shot. Bad angle, sneaks in. Kings, 3-goal lead.
The 199th goal of Dustin Brown's career. And he gives the Kings some breathing room here. Here is Dwight King. King threw it down into the corner. And the Florida Panthers dig it out. 2:45 left to go in the third. Another power play goal for the Kings. They've had 3 tonight. Kings back in their own zone. Lewis put it back behind the net. Williams gets an assist on Brown's goal. And Brayden McNabb. Here is Campbell in deep for the Florida Panthers. The time of the goal, 16:49. Brown from Williams and McNabb. So the King defensemen have really figured in the scoring here tonight. And Jim, what about Brayden McNabb?
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of ice time here.
And not only tonight, Bob, I think the last three games, McNabb has been on top of his game and may have coincided once again with just pairing with Matt Green. Matt Green was a sniper tonight, but normally he's just giving McNabb that little bit of extra confidence to do what you want with the puck, but be more active with the puck, and he's more comfortable when he's with Green.
Well, McNabb will be joining Sean and Patrick on the postgame show, Kings Live, coming up right after the game. Puck taken by the Panthers, Jimmy Hayes. Hayes threw it down into the zone. Kopetsky tried to get there, but it's gloved there by Quick.
Willie Mays Hayes. No, that's not. People remember that one. Carolina Hurricanes coming into town Thursday. Kings Live pre at 7 p.m. Eric Stahl had 2 goals tonight. Justin Falk, great defenseman. Cam Ward trying to get back on his game. Carolina, Bob, beat Dallas tonight in Dallas. Dallas is 1-5-4 at home. So they lose another one at home, and Carolina starting to get on track. They beat the Kings earlier this year.
Well, the Kings will be in Dallas on Saturday night to start a 3-game road trip. Dallas, Nashville, and Minnesota before Thanksgiving. Puck is in the King zone, held in at the right point, thrown down into the corner, and Kopetsky tried to center it, blocked by Stoll. Panthers get it back to the blue line. Dylan Olsen with a shot wide off the boards. Rebound, Campbell. Campbell didn't get it, but it's held in the zone. Pass down and deep behind the net. Under a minute to go here in the third period. We'll have the 3 stars at the end of the game. Kings trying to dig it out. 12 players factored in the scoring for the Kings tonight. 6 defensemen with at least a point. McNabb with 2 points on 2 assists. King power play, 3 for 6 tonight on 10 shots.
It was one of the keys for the game, that power play again, to keep it going, keep the execution. And the execution has been there. That puck movement much improved. Kings man advantage.
Daryl Sutter will get his 108th victory with the Kings. Here's Toffoli with a shot knocked down. And that will put him 1 ahead of Bob Berry for 6th all-time among King coaches in wins. 14 seconds to go, and the Kings are going to get the victory. They've got the 5-2 lead. There's the countdown. It'll be their 10th win of the year. 24 points. This game goes to the Kings. It is all over. Florida comes up with 32 shots with a big total in the third period. The Kings end up with 27. But the Kings had a 4-0 lead at the end of 2, and they go on to win it 5-2.
Land Rover player of the game is Matt Green. First goal of the season. He's out there along with his partner, Brayden McNabb. They're doing the job. Quick was really good early. May be forgotten in a 5-2 win. But just one of those back-and-forth games where the Kings looked like after a first they started to wear down the Panthers. Had to hold on to the third, but get the big win. 5-2. Looking forward to the next game Thursday against Carolina.
Kings with now 6 consecutive wins on home ice against the Florida Panthers. Kings win it here tonight, 5-2. And now with the 3 stars, Dave Joseph.
And it's time to announce the Staples 3 stars of the game. Tonight, Staples' 3rd star from your Kings with 2 assists. Number 3, Brayden McNabb. Staples second star from your Kings with 2 assists, number 11, Ajay Kopitar. And the Staples first star from your Kings with a goal and an assist, number 77, Jeff Carter. Now, fans, please turn your attention to the Kings bench as Jeff Carter joins Fox Sports West, Alex Curry. Alex.
Jeff, this team really came alive in the second period, a complete team effort. What adjustments were made to put away 4 goals?
Nothing really. First period wasn't one of our better ones. We knew we had to play better, and that's basically what we did.
Another great game for special teams with 3 power play goals. What were you guys doing well in the man advantage?
Well, we started to keep it a little more simple. I think Gabby's goal, they snapped around pretty good, but other than that, it was simple plays, getting pucks to the net, and when you do that, you get rewarded.
Congrats on a great win. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Patrick Odie, back out to you guys.
AC, thanks a lot. We'll catch up with your interviews upcoming here on our Kings Live postgame show. Sean O'Donnell, Patrick O'Neill. 3 power play goals tonight. A lot of different players involved.
It was nice to see it click, and Jim Fox had mentioned one of the keys to the game was the power play, and the Kings delivered tonight. Unlikely sources on some of them, but they did look good. They are getting pucks in traffic in front of the net. So anytime you score 3 power plays in a game, I like your chances.
And one of our bold predictions came true. Braden McNabb, who had 2 points. He's had 2 points from a defenseman. Guess what? McNabb will be our guest here on our Kings Live post-game show. We'll have Fox Vision as well. Jim Fox going to join us. And, of course, we'll have to hear from Daryl Sutter.
All of the above. Hopefully we're going to get all of it. It'll be good. Nice big Kings win. 5-2. You think the team played well, but Jonathan Quick in that first period, I thought it was very, very fortunate to be 0-0 after 1 period.
Yeah.
Kings took over after that, but Jonathan Quick, until they got the legs going, credit to him.
This guy's been lights out all season long. One of the best got the W. The Kings improve to 10-5-4. Our Kings Live post-game show presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers is next.